And thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. We begin tonight with a look outside. In fact, take a look. This is a live look right now over Riverfront Park. This is where Pig Out in the Park is off to a pretty good start. Maybe a little bit wet there. The rain is continuing to pour here across the inland northwest.
All right, let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo, who's tracking even more rain for tomorrow. Jeremy?
I've got good news.
Okay.
I just looked at the forecast, really dove in. No chance of snow.
Phew, I was worried.
I know.
Really
too.
going on a limb there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back at 6. All right, what we've got right now is a warm up. A big one. 61 is as warm as we have been all day long here in town. And as the sun continues to set, we might eke out another degree because all of that moisture is now moving out of the region. Starting to see all that take over parts of North Idaho. And as that continues to work its way out of the region, we'll wind up drying out briefly. There's a chance of more moisture. That arrives tomorrow, but guess what? It's not snow. It's still rain, and it likely hits us in the middle of the day. It looks like a bulk of this moisture hangs up in the Cascades and in down to our south. Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, we're right on the edge of it, and I think we might see a couple of light showers through the middle of the day before eventually drying out. So we'll call it scattered showers. Temperatures in the upper 60s again tomorrow. 80 on Friday, 83 on Saturday. Sure, we're not talking that 90-degree weather as of late, but we are talking 80s over the weekend, and that's not all that bad.
Okay, Jeremy, thank you very much. Spokane City Council now pumping the brakes on the formation of a regional homeless authority. The Spokane Regional Collaborative, or Spokane Unite, has been exploring creating that coalition since early this year.
KREM 2 Shannon Mowdy explains the reasons for the delay and why service providers for the unhoused population are praising the move. Shannon?
The council actually came up with the resolution passed 5-1 Monday after complaints and concerns from those working with Spokane's unhoused community. Spokane was on track to join with the Valley, Medical Lake, Airway Heights, and other cities in launching a regional homeless authority. But that track was moving much too fast for some.
You only get one chance to do it right.
Monday, Spokane City Council voted to slow things down after Spokane's Homeless Coalition and other groups sounded the alarm about the proposal. Spokane Unite put out a draft plan for the regional authority in June, and soon after came those concerns.
And so if you want to meaningfully address homelessness in Spokane County, you've got to work primarily with the people who do it on a daily basis.
It was a main issue for service providers with the draft plan. A lack of service providers or people with lived experience on the leadership board. Another issue, what they call a lack of transparency.
Transparency in everything that's done. That is when it comes to budget, when it comes to expenses, when it comes to who's involved. We need to be able to see the big picture, and we need to know what the details are.
The resolution passed Monday says the city hasn't provided council with a complete accounting of the costs and funding for homelessness initiatives or housing.
If the data were good, you'd probably be sharing it, so maybe there's a problem that we need to know about.
According to the resolution, council will agree to a short-term agreement and funding for the coalition for next year only if several conditions are met, including Spokane Unite providing a detailed operations budget for 2024, the current draft charter changed to focus on housing and homelessness, not public safety or incarceration, and all data shared with Spokane Unite by the city must be shared with council. Council member Jonathan Bingle voted no, saying it put an already delicate agreement in jeopardy.
I promise you, we are not moving fast in this thing at all. We have spent 6 months so far working on this, and we have not come anywhere near an agreement because there are so many issues.
Council member Michael Cathcart called the resolution a guardrail for the ongoing negotiations, something he sees coming to implementation sometime next year.
And let's continue that public discussion because I think this is actually helping to guide the discussion.
KREM 2 News reached out to Gavin Cooley, one of the 3 organizers of Spokane Unite. So far, we have yet to hear back. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
All right. All right, Shannon, thank you. We have an update now to a wildfire that was sparked near Orofino, Idaho. Thanks to some rain, firefighters have now stopped any forward progress on that fire, which is called the hospital fire. Right now, Clearwater County has lifted all evacuations that were in place. The fire itself has burned about 50 acres. According to Clearwater County officials, 6 structures were lost, along with numerous outbuildings.
We have some updates on the 2 deadly wildfires still burning in Spokane County. Crews are making good progress on containing both the Oregon Road and Gray fires, and the rain no doubt helping tonight. The Oregon Road fire is now 79% contained. We know 1 person was killed in the fire, 49-year-old Alex Brown. So far, that fire has scorched nearly 11,000 acres, along with 258 outbuildings and 126 homes. Meanwhile, the Gray fire in Medical Lake now 90% contained. 1 person has died in that fire, 86-year-old Carl Grube. The fire burned about 10,000 acres and has destroyed 259 structures. It is not clear right now how many of those are homes. Authorities say they are still working to get a formal count. And today, students return to the classroom in Medical Lake for the first day. Less than 2 weeks after the Gray fire was sparked. And coming up in 10 minutes, we speak with parents and students about starting school after so much devastation.
In the meantime, over in North Idaho, the Ridge Creek fire has been burning in Kootenai County for almost a month. Investigators have determined that fire was human-caused. This week, 1 firefighter was hurt while working on that fire. Officials with the Idaho Panhandle National Forest say it was a falling tree limb that was responsible for his injuries. Level 1 Be Ready evacuations do remain in place for those living in the Bunko area. This fire has burned more than 4,300 acres as of the last update. It is now 45% contained. And sticking in North Idaho, voters in Bonner County have now voted to recall 2 West Bonner County School District trustees. A petition for recall against the members Keith Rutledge and Susan Brown was alleging they failed to fulfill their duties to improve schools and education in the district. According to Idaho law, the board must now begin the process to fill those 2 vacancies.